to Ascent here. Asterai, we did have a little bit of a chat before this match about the comfort picks of these guys, and you said it even on the broadcast. We're not going to be seeing that break again here from AlterEgo, and this is a bit of a sigh of relief for you and for the fans of AlterEgo. I do think that Breach is still in a weird spot. People have been picking it as sort of pocket picks every now and then. I just don't see him as a viable pick in this current meta.
I think he's very instance-based.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean not in an instance where they're fighting against this particular team or whatnot, but more of there's gaps or instances in each round that Breach can be brilliant, but you need to maximize that. And I don't think a lot of teams have that locked and loaded just yet. That's why I think Breach isn't really a top-tier agent as of now, because you need to have that coordination to make him as useful as possible. But at least having to go for somewhat of the Sky, somewhat of the KO might be a bit more forgiving here. At least KO, you can throw out a flash and it'll blind a certain duration or a certain radius. But for Breach, you have to know what you're trying to accomplish on the other side of that wall that you just blinded. And for that regard, yeah, that's why we're going to be seeing something different.
One of the things that, again, AlterEgo is coming up here with is the double initiator. They're doing it yet again. And honestly, it didn't really work out so well for them in the previous game. We're going to the pistol, however. We'll continue that thought a little bit in a second as we do come into a 3v4 here. The A site very much in question as AlterEgo. They do look to push here towards short. They actually do get through with the help of some smokes, but Berserk able to bring things back in a 3v3. The spike will be planted down. A couple of shots here and there. A good one from Jarpix. Nice flick from Jarpix out of nowhere, exploding. And the 1-2-3 adjustment from UwU. My God, what a way to start strong. Take another look at that. Look at that. 1, 2, and 3. Absolute perfection on the pistol. That's what we want to see here today from UwU.
Jarpix was already showing a lot of moments where he was just hitting some pretty, I want to say insane shots, but his reflexes to immediately predict where his opponent's head will be coming from has been pretty spicy in that bind map. And now we're kind of seeing glimpses of that immediately here onto that pistol. Jarpix now on our header here, POV wise, he's seeing a lot of footsteps already on market, gonna be throwing a little bit of utility, but he's getting swarmed in. And can he handle the rest of the AE Zerg rush? Looks like that's gonna be a no, but Frosties and the rest have actually just contained the brunt here of the AlterEgo roster. They're somewhere on their spawn as well as market, and this is just going to be quite bloody. Although they've done the damage, Crisania as well as Jarpix are already down, and each kill that they can make is a round better into the first buy round for AlterEgo here, and that's still going to be respectable. And at least they again take away some bodies from UwU.
I want to go back to the point on the lineup here of AlterEgo. One of the reasons I feel like the lineup didn't work, the breach and the double initiator, it didn't work for AlterEgo in the first game, is because they didn't utilize their agents to the maximum. They didn't sort of get how to win with their win conditions. They didn't play true to the nature of their lineup. That might not be the case here because Sova pretty much essential here onto Ascent for the most part, and that coupled with the Sky just allows them to clear so many more angles and obviously take more fights on their defensive side. But when you have UwU hitting shots like that, it's not much you can do about it. Jarpix with that triple kill hold towards that A side, my God, a thing of beauty. But they do get one kill for now. That's going to allow them opportunity to get towards that B side. They have made it a little bit expensive for now on this bonus round, as Akup actually gets a nice fadeaway shot as he falls back towards that B side.
That dog jumped the fence, or got through the doggy door, and actually got a nice little tag onto Akup. He's gonna play inside the smoke. This could be good because now AE, they're gonna be playing Peekaboo ICU. He's playing quite into the corner, almost making some damage, but not enough ripples through the water, the back of the site, to really amount to anything. And that's going to be the last all she wrote. Play pretty clean round for AlterEgo. 4 saved up. And UwU, well, they lose the bonus, but they still have the advantage. And another buy round onto them, who's going to be playing an operator. Looks like nobody. Oh, wait. Berserks. He's swapping. He's thinking about it. Is he going to go for it? But never mind. Decides to just go for the Phantom straight up.
Yeah, I think he was considering maybe going for like a Odin. Right?
Scanning ahead.
Oh, probably not. I mean, no, sorry, I was talking about Berserks,
Oh, Berserks, yeah. Okay.
and yeah, for the duelist for AlterEgo. But I remember they were on the attacking side, and
Yeah, I thought
on
they
the
were gonna go
attacking
for like
side is
a.
messy. Mhm.
I thought they were gonna go for a counter Odin spam, but that doesn't come in just yet. But what does happen is First Love gets
I've got your
picked off here towards mid as he tries to fall back and retreat. Nobody really peeking a little more for now, as the Seekers will give some information to UwU.
Shot that.
Maybe we'll see some Odins, because an anagram of Odin is Indo, and then, you know, AlterEgo, Indonesia. Big brain.
Or Nido.
Which is the milk,
Mm-hmm.
which originates from Indonesia. Or so I've heard.
You lie. You lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Hunter's Fury doesn't get a tag in. Not gonna find anyone right now, so a little bit unfortunate there. But AlterEgo, they have themselves at a man disadvantage. Look how passive UwU is playing. They're basically giving up mid for free, hoping to play retake towards that B side because of how much map control they have towards A. They have wine in their possession. And so it's actually going to be a straight up hit towards Market. Through Market, the wall is broken down, so they cannot close that door. More looking for the pick. It's Akap who gets it in the end. Nice swing out, Frosty. They cannot deal with it. And the great round from UwU yet again, dissecting and shutting down the offensive push here from AlterEgo from both directions. Works out perfectly for them, and that's a reset onto AlterEgo.
False sense of security there for AlterEgo. They were brushing up onto the B side, but because they haven't spotted anybody from UwU and they were making so much noise on B, I felt like they may have felt pressured just to try to go and just push into the side and already find some targets. And in that instance, UwU just capitalized quick. Again, ACAP has been proving to be a proficient anchor for UwU when they need him to be, or even a controller if they need him to be. And he's been doing a fantastic job. It's just kind of holding his own. When multiple people are charging him, he can still at least get a kill or two. And even then, in that kind of transition, he can punish when need be and put AlterEgo in a spot where they're not really going to be comfortable at. But look at that. It's going to be a bit of a backstretch. You know, you need that sometimes when you're sitting too hard on the floor. And it seems like Frosty will try to put them, members of AlterEgo, to the floor down. Only now 3 remaining. And this is looking worse for wear for the AlterEgo roster.
It's a good pick off right there to actually get one. Limamore is able to make things a little bit more expensive. But the cleanup crew has arrived. That's basically going to shut down the rest of the round here, leaving only Berserks. He had the knives out. I don't think he has them anymore. Yeah, he does not. That's confirmed. He is sitting on that Marshall where they're just going to give him all the space in the world. You know what? Go ahead. Try to get closer. The spike is in our possession. We're going to double swing once you try to come out and take
30
it.
seconds left.
A lot of information given. Actually, they might just let him plant the spike and then go for the retake from there. Now they realize the spike is gone. There's only one place he can be. The spike will go down, so that's a little bit of a bonus in terms of the economy here. Berserk has swapped to a Vandal, so this could get interesting. Berserk finding one, dashing out, and oh, it's a big miss from Jarvix. He makes up for it in the end with the classic, and the right click will shut him down. 3 kills yet again for Jarvix in the end as UwU find another one under their belt.
I think First Love just wanted to give the charge there for Jarpix, but he's locked and loaded for a Hunter's Fury into that next round. Quite bloody here for AlterEgo, and this was the problem though we also saw, I think, with the rest of the Indonesian teams from yesterday's matches. I think the one that I remember the most is Onyx, where they really do love to try to go for these multi-stack pushes. And that's, again, that's how you kind of always have to do as the attacking side, but it's more seen, more witnessed on the Indonesian team, where I think the difference now between a team like AlterEgo and Onyx is their ability to kind of play the micro as they're pushing in macro-wise into the site. By that, I mean just like holding the angles and being, looking at where possible opponents will be coming from. I think right now it should be possible for AlterEgo, but the problem is UwU's just done a good job at keeping them always guessing and never really finding any targets to try to deal with as they're transitioning into the sites.
Now it's another eco round here. They have Berserks on the Marshal. They have 3 Sheriffs, and certainly in their hands it's been proven to be troublesome. The Marshal itself finds success with it for the meantime. Berserks gets a nice headshot to Persania. They will get a nice tag on the back of it. Limamore dropping down to 45, and First Love making short work of Tabutal for the meantime. They still have the rest of the members to contend with. Fat Penguin's good for 1, but Frosty's able to clean things up, and he gets 2 right there. Still a 3v2, and it's very much possible. Already very expensive. The Shock Dart, not finding the mark for now. He's going to land that shot at the very end of it all, leaving 1 player lurking all the way in the back, and that's Nats Laurent. Have to start questioning that he might be coming from the flank, and they do get the information. It's a good tag, but at the end of it, Frosties will be able to secure another round here for UwU. And honestly, Aserai, I think AlterEgo, they're struggling. They're having a little bit of an identity crisis with how to execute their lineup. They have a good idea on the lineup, but they're not sort of executing it to their fullest. We said it's the same thing that happened in map number 1, where they have a double initiator, and instead of going for utilizing it to its fullest, they're going for these strange splits and these strange, I'd say slow pushes that really just don't work out in their favor, instead of maybe going for a hit or a execute towards the site, which might favor them, granted how much utility they have under their belt.
And here's the thing. Tebatal has not used Reyna at all in their VCT matches. It's always just been the KO and the Sova. And this is the first time that they kind of trying to integrate this. Whether it's AlterEgo having a secret strategy or just trying to play something different, it hasn't really provided that much value. I mean, yeah, Tebatal can get the odd kill or 2, but the problem here right now is his teammates haven't really set up the plate for him. And by that I mean they have setup strats. They have straight up type agents. They're not able to utilize that well enough, and now they're getting heavily punished for it. UwU gonna be in a 3 versus 3. This is probably the best chance for AlterEgo to make some damage happen, but this wall is keeping them contained for a moment. First Love, gotta be careful. There could be some retribution to come out. Crusading's getting thwarted here, but there is that big lure coming in from the mid side, although this is possible for AlterEgo now. First Love has only picked up the blades, but maybe that is going to be all she wrote. Although, as he does come up from the top mid, shut down immediately. But transition is going to make it costly for AlterEgo in the end.
UwU getting a little bit ahead of themselves right there. It's a massive investment they just lost. They lost the operator. And I honestly think that push was a little bit weird. Sure, they got a couple of kills. They made it a little bit expensive here, but look at the damage that it's done to the economy of UwU after going for that risky play. Now they're left with virtually nothing. Not even the blades for First Love. He has to be sitting on a judge here, and it's a decent force buy, I'd say. But at this point, it's very worth considering actually just going for the full save. Maybe they're confident because they have the Killjoy lockdown, but there are still 3 ultimates here for AlterEgo as they make a full contact play towards A. They just walk in, and this is a good idea. I like this idea to go for just a walk in towards that A side, making absolutely no noise. It secures them a kill and it secures them A side.
Sometimes it do be simple like that. Ooh, the shock dart though could soften up some of the members of AlterEgo now that UwU knows it's all about that retake. Smokes are being thrown out onto the A main side. Killjoy ultimate will be used. And they gotta be careful into this. They have to destroy it before, and they will. That's gonna be all that she is gonna be happy to use. And now Limamore is holding them back. That's learned in the back of the Hell side. Will be throwing out a flash here, gets expended. But they didn't know the double up was gonna be there. And now it's all back down to First Love for the 2 versus 1 clutch scenario. Gonna be pushing up to Jenny, waiting for the smoke to dissipate. I think he still has some time here. and he wants to make sure that they swing out perfectly at him. He dashes in, but he gets followed up, chased down hard by both Fat Penguin and Natslan. But at the end of the day, they were contained at the bottom or the back of the site, and that also meant that the spike was going to explode and take away at their weapons.
Yeah, that's 5 people dead on the AE side, and as you can see right now, it forces them into a very, very peculiar spot that if they do somehow lose this round, they will be fully reset. Now, UwU, they're going to want to make this as expensive as humanly possible. They only really have sheriffs, so it's 5 sheriffs, but never underestimate the power of the sheriffs, especially on Ascent when there's a lot of headshot angles, there's a lot of close-range duels that you can take with it that can be very much utilized. However, AlterEgo, they're going for another full contact play here towards A, and it seems to work as Berserks gets a double, and Frosties gets 2 of his own up until he goes down, so they've already made it expensive. Berserks is on to 2 HP, no way to heal him up here, so this could still prove to be quite interesting. Jarpix might not check this angle here to the right. Actually does get spotted out, but it's a trade in the end. 2 players left, Akap in a 2v1, and his position is very much known here, so it's going to be very difficult as he gets tagged up by that Owl drone. 1v2 as Akap on 25 HP. It looks to keep things in check and keep the economy of AlterEgo humble for the most part. He's not going to get the defuse, but he's going to try to at least get one falling away from that spike.
And that's always been the name of the game here for UwU, at least on these rounds where they can't really win it. They're just going to try to make it as costly as possible, but it's not going to happen now. I think Limamore and Tebatal knew what was going to be coming, and now UwU, the economy has been shaken a little bit, and AlterEgo, they've done a good job at just bringing back the rounds, and they're building up economy here. Now, looking into it, UwU do have their first buy round after a few rounds of loss. And this could be the first challenge for AlterEgo. The adaptation of UwU makes me think something could be up. And it seems one of those is putting a lot more utility on that A site. Both Astra as well as Killjoy have supplemented the site with stars and... I was about to say stripes, but there's no stripes there. It's basically technology.
Aggressive push here for First Love on towards B. He gets one, can dash out, elects to take another fight, and he gets a little bit too greedy in the end. Could have dashed out, but decided that he wanted to do a little bit more damage, bringing Fat Penguin to 30 HP, so that's still going to be significant. It's a good Hunter's Fury to get a tag onto Cresenia, but no kill off the back of it, so it's a couple of missed opportunities here for both of these teams as things sort of reset and restabilize here. The Seekers do come out, and that's going to give them a modicum of information. Not too much, though, as it only really spots out and gives a little bit of information towards B-Link. Not really much else on the back of it, but look at where Akap has snuck up onto. He's already got himself into Wine. They're going to do a double bait and switch lineup onto it, and this is actually the perfect setup to go for right now. They're just going to sort of jiggle their way in. I would actually prefer to see Killjoy on the other end of it, because he is the Sentinel and that he can use his utility and still get out. But if Killjoy dies here, there's just no way.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
I guess it's just because of the fact that the flash would be better if Frosties was there so that he doesn't blind his own teammate.
Yeah.
But we'll see how this goes. Berserks is just about to pop in that. Oh no, there's the setup, and they just line up beautifully for Frosties. Berserks wildly just trying to keep himself contained, and this is why Sky is queen. The flashes to come out, and well, all hail the Flash Queen.
That's a great setup right there from UwU. The alarm bot. The moment the alarm bot sees anybody coming around that corner, flash comes out, double swing, perfect execution on the timing. There's another flash right around just in case they're vulnerable from short. And it's cleanup crew for UwU. One of the prettiest rounds we've seen from them thus far, and very well executed from these guys.
Oh yeah, for sure. And all started with just putting a position on that turret. You really have to give it to teams for just like setting up stuff mid-round, because AlterEgo, they saw it, they didn't see it at the start that there was that type of setup, and then as UwU made sure that there was like about 4 or 5 people at B and mid, they immediately try to set something up on the A side. You saw how dynamic the utilities are as well. First Love is just going to try to Vamush his way outside of lane onto the side. Ksenia will not take that fatal damage. He's going to be fine, but Natsloran comes in wild with the classics. Left click, right click. However it goes, he still gets the kill in the end. Tebatal able to get the catch off with the Spectre as well. Going to be healing himself back up. And as he does get control, he is anchoring the position out there on market. And this leaves ACAP to his own. What a swift retribution from from AlterEgo, excuse me, going into the B side as their A side has been denied that last round.
That's 4-6 right here, and AE, they've got a chance at bringing us to a fairly even scoreline. They've managed to sniff out the defense and bring it to its knees here, but still, UwU, they're going to keep one alive. I don't think that they have a lot of economy built up because they just won a round, and them getting reset will lead them to a very, very problematic next round here. It is a thrifty win for AlterEgo, so this is going to boost their momentum by a lot, especially on this attacking side. We could very well go into a halftime score of 6-6.
I have just gotten a confirmation from one of our friends that ACAP is actually pronounced as Achap.
Achap.
So, yeah, I apologize for Achap for that pronunciation. But you know what? That's also a pretty good name. Achap, you know, it's like, oh, look, it's my chap. Achap.
It's a chap.
Yeah, something like that, right? It sounds super friendly now.
It does. 5v5 still, everybody alive and kicking here. And fortunately for UwU, they have enough to buy in this next round despite getting reset. But Berserk's getting a great shot onto Ksenia towards mid, so that's the controller gone very early on here. So retake's going to be a lot more difficult, especially that they don't have the ultimate onto that Killjoy. It's a nice shock dart to land at the feet of Berserk's, bringing him down to 44. They do get a good blind here towards the backside, and Natsloran has another flash. It's not going to flash out First Love. First Love dashes into the backside, pulls out his blades, manages to get out of dodge here. No peek, and oh, I thought he'd get that for sure off the back of the good recon and the information given to him, but still it's brought to a 2v3. Very much doable. Jarpix, he's come up huge before, but it's First Love to yet again strike once more, all in the hands of Berserks in a 1v3. Jarpix holding towards spawn. They have First Love towards backside and an incoming flank from ACAP towards market. He's got to go massive, but he can't do that. And this is Jarpix's game. He's getting triple kill after triple kill, and AlterEgo have no way of shutting him down just yet. I mean, Jarpix is only at 11-6, and he's not getting consistent kills. But when he does, they're all just so impactful.
I mean, he's 11 kills, but look at his assists. 7 in total. His recon dart usage has been quite the killer, to say at the least. You saw how well he just kind of saved his utility there, and that's something that you can use sometimes as a Sova, right? When your opponents are going to be charging into lane, you think there's not really much you can do, but all you really have to is expose that thin wall with a recon dart. And everybody from spawn, from B stairs, and even back of B site can wallbang it to fruition. And Jarpix has done a good job to kind of catch AlterEgo as they're in that state of transition always. And it's been working pretty well. Now we are going to be going into our second pistol here. AlterEgo going to be on the defending side now. Berserk's trying to find some value, but he has to back away. Gets spotted out in the open. Will still hit the headshot on First Love. And his almost risky and caught out position turned topsy-turvy, and he gets the advantage because of his good aim.
Frosty is on 1 HP. A strong wind could blow him over at this point. Just not much left in the tank for him, but he's at the very least going to claim an orb for himself, and still going to be a positive thing. Berserk's looking for a fadeaway shot with the Sheriff. Not going to land here, as yet again we're going to be resetting the round. And the members of UwU going to gather their forces and reconvene towards that B site. They have controlled it a little bit, well enough that they feel confident in going for that take here. And it's actually a great read, because the members of AE,
30
they're
seconds
cheating
left.
their way here towards B, but as the stars come in and the recon darts come in, they are going to be getting up close here. Tebotal, he's good for one. He's holding the line. He's found a second. He gets around the corner. Nice dismiss. But with 37 HP, he's going to get taken down shortly thereafter. So still 2v2. And it's full HP basically onto Cresania and ACAP right there. ASAP, rather. As Hatchap, excuse me. Fat Penguin now looking to swarm onto the site. Well-placed shot to find Cresania. Now it's Hatchap in a 1v2 Berserks. He's getting around the corner. And it's a nice 1-2 for Hatchap. He's able to secure the round, bringing us to a 3-round advantage. AlterEgo left stunned by that. 3 rounds ahead now for UwU.
Look at that hold from Tebotal. Almost a good enough round, but this replacement from Fane, Achap, he's hitting some shots. Not only Jarpix, man, it's also Achap able to clutch in these rounds. That was hella tight. And well, that sets up the pace for UwU straight up into the full Spectre buy. They're on a spectrum here. And AlterEgo cannot be said the same, only with the classics. Maybe a Frenzy on Fat Penguin, and then a Sheriff on Lemamore, but that's about it. Nothing really to scoff at, but we'll see how they try to transition this, as it's going to be UwU full force again with the SMGs.
Ooh, man, they are here to play today. I am absolutely loving what they've brought to the table. It's just... no one really expected them to be this good. Especially up against AlterEgo, who have been pretty much a staple in the Indonesian scene for quite a while. Ooh, coming out of the woodwork, just showing everybody that even with a sub, they're hitting their shots, they're making their strats work, and they're catching people off guard with their, I'd say, more unique play style. I'm thoroughly enjoying watching these guys, and if this is any indicator of what's to come in Group D, then everybody in Group D has to start getting a little bit worried about UwU. Now, attack here towards the A. Maybe dashing in here. Nats Laurent will clear the step, but will be cleared out. Achap, nice lineup there. He gets 2. Nats Laurent with a kill. Double kill, rather, with a classic. Still bringing us into a 3v2. First Love, perfect timing and perfect positioning to get that kill onto Lemamore. And it's a 1v3 right now with a Frenzy in the hand of Tebotal. He's gotten a couple of good kills, but he's going to be forced out of that position right there. First Love, great game sense to know that the reload was going to come in eventually.
Nats Laurent, he's had the magic touch with this classic for a while now. He's done that double kill with the classic multiple times already as the game was progressing, but again, it's not gonna be sufficient to try to bring back rounds towards the AlterEgo way. Although now that they do have some weaponry, interestingly enough, I was kind of wondering what Lemamore was going to be planning, since he's not going to have the strongest of buys, since he did go straight for the Sheriff, and Sova be expensive, but he does opt to just go for the Bucky. Quick enough range outside of B main here, and once again, Berserk's offense on the short side makes some value. This bonus round looking a bit bleak for UwU, but it could just be looking for trades as well as orb control, and that's all that she wrote. But for AlterEgo, they're looking much stronger this round, especially with that takedown on Jarpix.
4v5 as Achap, he has been a very dominant force here for UwU in the previous couple rounds here. Someone that has stepped into the limelight in absence of the, his teammate Fane. But instead, man, he is showing that he is well deserving of the spot here in Masters. But Nats Laurent, not going to be able to get that much done for now. It's going to be the rest of his team to step up. And AlterEgo, they've actually brought this offense to its knees, leaving First Love all alone with 11 HP.
Well,
30
First
seconds left.
Love, not Dast last to die. As he's just going to be holding along our main cubby here. Gonna be just wrapping back, and doesn't really have that much time, and all he really truly wants is maybe to get another gun away from the UwU side. But that's not gonna happen, and AlterEgo here is gonna be holding the 6-9. It's an okay scoreline. It's a nice scoreline, but they need to make something happen now. 3-round gap is still a pretty sizable lead in Valorant terms, and Now they're going to be calling a tactical timeout. Wait, no, it's UwU that calls a tactical timeout. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, it makes sense before it, gets a little bit too out of control there that they go ahead for this tactical timeout. They've lost a couple of rounds already. I mean, nothing really much to worry about, especially because it's the bonus round. I think it has more to do with the fact that they have to figure out their economy. That's why they're calling that, whether they want to buy in this round or not. Because if you look at it right now, Frosties and ACAP, they're not in a good spot because of how expensive the previous rounds were. So it's really going to be a matter of deciding whether they're going to buy on top of this or whether they're going to eco or not. I'd argue that since they're already 3 rounds ahead, just go for that full save, do that economic damage, and then come back stronger in the next one.
It does make a lot of sense. At least allows them for, to be able to buy aggressively now. And looking into First Love's money scape, he can go straight into an operator if he wants. I've been calling out the operator multiple times. I just want to see one. We haven't, I think, seen a sniper all day. But to be fair, this is the first game.
In the first game, yeah, and it was on the attacking side, and First Love had it.
But what? I did not put that into my memory banks. I kept remembering Sushi Boys' operator from yesterday.
Yeah, we haven't seen very many operators, I think, this run here, and a little bit interesting to say, but they're going to go for the Force. First Love, drop down. That's going to be one of the weapons gone here. Frosty's going to pick up and swap out the Guardian that he had in his hands. No way to get him up, so still going to be a 4v5 as the weaponry isn't actually too good for AlterEgo. They do have a Spectre in their hands and the Bucky, so could be exploitable for UwU if they can somehow manage to bring the numbers advantage back in their favor.
I'm going to try to make some ripples happen. As there is that Cosmic Divide from Cresania just
he sees the barrel of the gun. No, he doesn't see it. That's awkward. They walk past each other in the smoke. Atchap?
That was awkward.
He didn't see the barrel.
I think he was looking straight into the minimap. That's probably why.
Yeah, but for a second you saw the tip of that Vandal just poking through, and I thought he'd spray for it. Instead, UwU's gonna get cleaned up by Berserks with a great triple kill.
AlterEgo, they're bringing this back. Okay, let's see that once more. That was so unfortunate for Atchap. You know what? Sometimes people say just the tip, but this tip is not enough. That's gonna be a bit of an ouchie.
You get that a lot, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I don't tip enough. Yeah,
I try to tip whenever I can.
Yeah, whenever I can as well.
I mean, sometimes when you get deliveries in the pandemic, it's a little bit more difficult, especially when you ask them to leave it at the doorstep. So it's harder to tip sometimes. But
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I've never been to a country that actually asks you for tips. I usually just give it because I appreciate the service.
Yeah, that is true, and for the most part, that's really kind of how it should be. But going in towards that A site, nice shot from First Love. Gets double, pulls out his blades, and that's 2 great headshots with the Sheriff. They also have the ultimate this round. Suddenly, AlterEgo have been left rocked by that full contact play there towards that A side, catching AlterEgo unaware. Tebotol, he's here to bring it back, looking to make it a little bit expensive. The utility forcing him away from this position a little bit more, trying to stave off the presence towards A main, but instead he's going to be staved off himself as he's fallen back. Nice lineup from Tebotol to get 2. That's his 3rd kill, and they're turning things on its head. Do they have the time? Atchap has a beautiful lineup with a Sheriff, and he gets the 3rd. No, he doesn't. Running out of time, though. And it's Lemon Moore to bring it back with a Sheriff of his own. But does he have time to defuse? Yes. He's going to have barely enough. Could be 2 seconds. Can't look at this. It's going to be close.
.51. Elu, .50. I want to see that straight up. Look at that. 2 consecutive headshots. And then a little bit more from Atchap. Great spray control from Tebotol to keep everything contained. But look at this motion from Lemamore. He's just dodging the headshots from Atchap.
It works.
Hey, it looks silly, but if you look from the perspective of Lemamore, you are Yeah, exactly. You're trying to dodge the headshot with wacky movements. It actually has how some people just do it straight up if you have the motion for it. And it seems like Limamore is one of those blessed with the tappity feats. And, well, now I was asking about the operator, and Berserk's just, you know, he steps up. He tells me, Asteroid, I got you, bro. And gets a nice little shot in transition onto Cresania.
Good positioning, but I think Tebatol queued when he should have E'd in that one. The dismiss definitely would have come much more in handy, but he goes for the overheal despite being full HP. Might have been a reflex thing. At the end of the day, though, they still have to deal with Fat Penguin, who's worked his way into wine here. Doesn't have an angle just yet, and he will in a second if the timing does befit him. Good lineup, good flash, and that's going to be it. That's the round here. Jarpix, only man left standing. And AlterEgo, their defensive side looking a lot better. This is what I wanted to see from them earlier, Asarai, when I was saying they should make better usage of the double initiator. Go for those peaks like that. Go for those setups. And now they're finally getting to do it. Not so much in the previous map, but now they're going for those aggressive flash plays, those aggressive positionings. They're sneaking into areas, and UwU's, they're not ready for it because the map control hasn't been going their way at all.
It really hasn't been. They're just trying to go straight into these angles, but it seems like AlterEgo always prepared to go for these charges. One of the things that AlterEgo has been using as well is these Astra Smokes. They've been using the budget version, which is the Dissipate. I think there was one play where Tabotal was actually peeking somewhere middle of mid, more specific, pizza, somewhere in pizza, and he got budgeted smoked, which led UwU to kind of false insecurity. He was just holding their angle there, and it actually worked out in his favor. But now Berserk's, the charge is coming in. He's going to be holding up, but Frosty's, what a fly swatter motion, leaving Limamore at the back of the side, but it's not really going to at least translate into anything big, as he only gets the one shutdown left into Fat Penguin and Natsulan, both of the new acquired players of AE. Can they step up big? Leaving it at 2 versus 3. They've only cleared up the entry of the site. Now it's all up to them. Fat Penguin's had to back away, and this ultimate, he has to try to go for the electric cha-cha. The last pulse, he's alive, but now they have to push.
But look at the HP. They're all so low. 2 players left standing, 21 and 5, with a cumulative amount of 26. Can they hold the line here? Nats Laurent, he's going to find the last kill on this alongside Fat Penguin, and it's retake after retake. AlterEgo, they're keeping things going. I thought Atchap would have pulled in the ultimate right there for sure, the lockdown, but instead they hold it in, and I think that was a little bit of a misplay there from UwU. Despite getting so many great kills with the Sheriff, they find themselves at a round disadvantage, 10-9. They finally call for the tactical timeout here, but AlterEgo, they are just doing work.
I mean, they've already expended the Hunter's Fury to no avail. It was technically a how do I say this? A save round for UwU. Even if they got some really good shots, they didn't really have the utility to do so. And the big problem, I think, if they did use a Killjoy ultimate, at that point, it was a bit too late, because there would be plenty of time for the retake there for AlterEgo. Maybe if they started the round, that would have burned a lot more, but I think they were in a position where it's just not going to be valuable enough. But you know what? I think it's still going to be fine. They do at least create that economic damage. They still get themselves their money up here. They're going to be able to buy up. They're going to able to use that lockdown. If Cresania can secure a kill or an orb, that's going to be another big utility that UwU can help themselves jettison forward into the rounds. But for the moment, they will be calling the tactical. We're out of it, but whether it's a good or bad play, they're struggling in front of us, in front of our eyes. And AlterEgo, they're starting to bring this back up, Ilu.
Indeed. What a great run from AlterEgo. Just when you think this match was going to go UwU's way, yet again, they find their footing. They're starting to get a grasp on how the SGMY squad is playing here, and this is one of the things that AlterEgo is known to do. Sometimes they start slow, don't they? And now they're finally in it, but look at this. Pressure here, aggressive play towards mid. Tebutal with a double here. Backed up by his team. Natslorat, the crossfire of doom. They know where Crisenia is. He's just gonna get shot down, out of place, out of time, and out of line. 3 kills for Tebutal right now, and the tactical crouch and the spray down coming in. 11-9. AlterEgo 2 rounds away from sealing the deal and getting this to a 1-1.
And that's the Indonesian identity we were kind of all looking with AlterEgo, Boom, and Onyx. Where's the aggressive 3-man pushes to get that map control? Seems like they're finding the grooves and they're starting to jam to the tune of it, and it's working. And Tebutal, he's not dropping the ball at all. And he's been hitting some insane shots, and he's been hella confident for the most part. Berserks, though. Wait, that tagged nobody?
Yeah.
Okay. The whiff, and that's gonna at least give UwU some control in the back of the site. This Trailblazer getting so much information, and
Okay.
First Love angry to get that first kill, but once again, Tebutal steps up to the plate.
Remaining.
They spot the 2 people on the site. They still go for it regardless. Now Frosty's pushing in towards the backside right now. He's vulnerable from so many angles, and he's gonna go for that spray down. He gets Frosty's now. His position is known. He has 2 more kills to find. Spots the operator, decides to swap to it. A little bit interesting in a 1v2 here, just to see if he can land the shot. Switches back here. Has a flash out. It doesn't work out in his favor. The timing doesn't go in his way. Natslorat will claim Frosty's scalp and bring us to match point. AlterEgo, they're back in a big way.
I was a little bit worried about Tebutal, going as this Reyna, but it seems like AlterEgo, through grit and sheer determination, they have created a environment where Tebutal can actually shine in this. Was also wondering how Lemon can set up stuff with the sofa. He's been doing fine, but Tebutal, really the star of this show, able to hit some nasty shots, and it's accumulated to the 20 frags in total in this second game. And now, as you mentioned it, man, they're already knocking at the door. Tebutal, I was already praising him, but he got baited hard, and now 4 versus 5. Weaker weapons on the side of UwU, but they have the numbers and the map control on short.
Nice shot right there from Berserks, pushing all the way towards B main. Just when UwU should have pushed down on their advantage, they actually get taken down in response. Fat Penguin onto site, doing work!
Enemy remaining.
And that's gotta be it here in a 1v3 at Chap. Last man standing, picks up a Phantom, has the lockdown, has to recover the spike. Making a lot of noise here in his position. Is already well and known. Berserks will look for this pick. That's all she wrote.